political commentator, Eric Guster, and the author of the brand new book. I had the distinct honor and pleasure of writing the foreword for it. There Goes My Social Life, From Clueless to Conservative. Our friend Stacey Dash is back. I love the cover. Great shot. And your new haircut. It looks nice.
Thank you.
Oh, is that illegal now? I think.
No, it's not. It's not illegal.
It's okay.
It's fine.
You know, you talk a lot in your life. The tweet that changed my life. You are a black American and you are a conservative. You even say, you have a whole chapter in the book about how black Americans should be Republican.
Yes, all the time.
Now, if I live in a neighborhood like Chicago, maybe predominantly black neighborhood, and there's so much violence, I think I'd want a weapon to protect my family.
They do. They do want weapons, and they have weapons, and nobody's going to take their weapons, trust me. If anyone tried to take somebody's weapons in the hood or in the ghetto, they would shoot them.
Yeah.
Dead.
You know, you see, look at, for example, Memorial Day, Eric. Look at all the violence in Chicago. Out of control violence. People dead, 60 some odd people shot. And I'm thinking, this is Obama's hometown. He barely ever talks about it. He's mentioned it like twice since he's been president.
No, he's mentioned it more than twice. He's mentioned Chicago more
Three
than
times,
twice.
maybe.
But since we're talking about the presidential election, let's talk about the violence at Trump rallies and the ones that
we already went through that over
I'm so glad you went.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you went there.
Yeah, because
You know,
the Trump rallies are the most violent political rallies of our time.
You mean the
And
people
they're
that
being
leave?
Incited, the ones
Why
that
do you
Trump
think that
are
happens?
inciting?
Why do you
Because
think he's inciting it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
When you have a candidate who tells people to punch people out and those type of things, that's what happens.
If that's the case, then who incited the violence at Kanye's concert last night?
Those are people in the streets who wanted to get in the concert.
Oh, I see.
Those people in the street. You know, what's amazing about this, I've got video of all these people. We'll put it back up on the screen. We got a woman that literally is surrounded by an angry mob with Mexican flags pelting a woman with eggs. We got another image of a woman being punched in the face. Another image of a guy being punched in the face. Another guy being chased by a mob. And somehow you want to turn this into Donald Trump? No, these are left-wing agitators. They're the people on your side. They're the people supporting Hillary and Bernie and leftist organizations and all the radical move-ons of the world. Look at this poor lady. Really? You support that?
Absolutely not.
Nobody
That should not
stood
happen.
up.
And
Nobody stood up for that lady.
But fortunately,
that should not happen. I agree with that.
Fortunately,
no, but
Trump
it happens a lot on the Trump supporters. They're the ones that are most violent.
Because Trump supporters will not be bullied. We will
they
not
are the
be
bulliers.
bullied.
That's the whole
no,
point.
We're not.
They're
no,
the
we're
ones who
not.
bully
No,
everyone.
we just defend ourselves. You're not going to bully us. That's all. We're not going to be bullied.
So I'm just going to punch you because I don't like what you say. That's what
But the thing is, you don't see Trump supporters going to Hillary and Bernie rallies. They got better things to do with their lives.
Exactly.
You know, this is happening. This is like an organized mob showing up at every event and now getting more violent by the event.
Right.
Where does this end?
I think it's set up. I think it ends once he wins the presidency. That's when it ends.
Yeah. Why do you think, and you go into this a little in your book, why do you think, if you look at all the people that are now out of the labor force, and you look at all the people that are in poverty, 12.4 million more Americans on food stamps and poverty, all these statistics that show it is overwhelmingly minorities who voted for Obama that are worse off. But why does 90% of the black vote and a high percentage of the Hispanic vote always go for Democrats who make things worse for minorities?
Because I really don't think they understand the correlation between politics and their everyday life. And that's what I hope to show in my book.
And what happens for you, you know, you say from clueless to conservative, and you say every minority in America should look at those statistics and they would be a Republican. Why isn't that happening?
Because no one goes into the ghettos and talks to them. No one on our side. No Republicans. We need to go on the Rand Paul. That's one person. There's a lot of ghettos. We need a lot more people.
You believe in their God-given potential.
That's right. You go down there and you do it. And I know someone who's done it internationally. He did it in Afghanistan, where he changed a complete village into a democratic village where they will not be overrun by ISIS because they will fight and win. And they are civil, non-violent people now with education and jobs.
Are minorities better or worse off under Obama?
In America.
This would have been the year.
I asked you a question.
But I want to counter something that Stacey said. This would have been the year that the GOP could have gotten the minority vote. But they did not
get it.
No, you're not.
Yes,
not with Trump as a GOP nominee. That's not going to happen.
I'm part of the campaign, and it is going to happen.
Not a significant amount of the minority vote. It simply won't happen. This could have been the year, but they have
By the way,
a candidate that
you get less. There goes my social life. Are you getting less dates as a result of being a conservative?
No, it's Hollywood. Less jobs. They won't even.
Oh, so it's less work.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Thank you both for being with us. When we come back.